Here.
Here.
Insulaco.
Here.
And Height.
Present.
A quorum is present.
Would everybody please stand, let Mr. Baxter say the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance.
I ask that you would wrap your arms and protect, that you would look over them. We also pray for all of our employees, Lord, they just provide a professional service to each and every citizen that we have out there. We also ask that you continue to bless us and forgive us where we fail you. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Presentations, right? So we are, Ben?
We have one communication.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and do the
Communications?
communication.
I'm sorry.
Move to accept that one communication.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Robinson.
And now your presentations.
Yep, we're going to go to presentations. Ms. Bruno, I think you're up, if you don't mind, both of y'all. And I think that Charlie going to help you. All right, come on. And Dave's darn Nessa. She'll be taking pictures, so we'll come down front, hand them out, and then we'll go from there. Is that fair enough with everybody? Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's get started with the 2022 North Little Rock Christmas Parade Award winners. Our first one is the choice. And this entry, and this goes to Miss Senior. Next award is the Best Club in Machinery Society. Next award is for the Best Decorated. They here? Nope. And that goes to the North Little Rock. Dance performing, and that goes to Meadow Park Elementary. Okay, we'll go to the next one. It's the okay. Our next and the last one is Royalty Dance Team.
That's it.
Where are we? Special. Vernon McNulty, please come to the front, please. The bills right out of compliment to you. And thank you again for coming.
And as far as
Can we check the?
Vernon, you should be fine.
if there's any questions or today,
Got me for over 40 years. Going to be looking at some things tonight. It'd be helpful if there's anybody in the audience.
Hand for a second for me, if you don't mind. Meanwhile, we've got comments from them.
But our customers, gas bills, it's in the gas bill. And when you look at the cost that we charge for the businesses, the second portion is that we pay for gas. And we charge our customers the same thing that distribution company in the United States has experienced, the exact same thing that we have. And since February of 2021, the GSR rate, what we call the gas supply rate, has gone up and has continued to go up. 2020, it was 38 cents a CCF. And that went up to 90 cents. Extremely cold weather we had in February of 2021, it started going up, and they haven't come down since then. And then in this past winter, well, in December 2022, that price went up to $1.22. times more for the gas supply rate, the actual gas, and that is the biggest portion of the bill when you look at it. If you look at this bill, it's $273.27, and this is a North Little Rock customer. Of that $273.27, we received cents. That's what we paid for the gas for that customer. Of that bill, I guess that's over 70% of it, is flow-through charges that go back to either the supplier that we buy gas from, impact as far as the dollar figure. Summit bought the property in January. They continued to bill our customers until the end of October, and that's when they transferred all their billing information the end of October to the Summit system. And so October that received the bill from Summit, but it's mainly.
If you're okay with it, we've had some people, this is the time for it, is it okay with that? Diane, please?
July, August 2022 to $239 December, January. Why the big increase? All I use gas for is the water, and it's just my wife and I. Also, my friends use.
Go ahead.
Can I look at Carl?
I think he's right there. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead. Did we say that right for you, sir? Yes, sir. All right, thank you.
Well, just water. Okay, well, it's $20-something in the summer, and then the winter it goes up because that's how I heat my home. And that sounds like a heating usage pattern, but we'll be glad to, if you don't have gas heat, then.
The biggest complaint I have, and I will open it up to the council also, but people will call and they get put on, and sometimes they never get picked up. So could I get more of a direct line for these customers of yours, or what should we do?
Well, we don't have, I mean, I can't give you another line.
Okay.
The number for Arkansas is 1-800.
Back, how does he do this?
What I would suggest we'll do is we'll have you fill out the contact information, and we'll have someone call you tomorrow and discuss your bill.
Keep on reading these, and I'm going to come to the council.
And we did in half each month.
Diane?
So the next question is from Jeff, where GSR went unchanged. All right, I'm going to, customers get answers about billing when calls to customers.
That changes every day. But we, of course, can't change our rates daily, so we true up 2 times a year typically, and that's usually in March and April, or in no drastic decrease. I mean, it's 4 filings for that. And we go before the Public Service Commission, let them know what it is. They go over all of our records, the exact same thing that every other gas company in the state does. But the GSR, we didn't know until probably the last 3 days, and it will change again probably in April.
Keep on going, Diane, please.
The next
Did I
one's a
answer your
call
question?
in.
Oh, okay, well, what was your question?
We can't have it back.
No, I can't do that, guys. That's why we're doing it this way.
Okay.
Now, again, I apologize, but if y'all will get with each other, okay.
So the next question was a call into your office, Mr. Leyland. He held for 45 minutes and never got with an.
Well, I'm not going to swear that someone didn't, but our average telephone call is much less than that whole time. But we'll be glad to get in touch with him too if you have his
We've
contact
got his
information.
number and everything. Okay, keep on.
The next one was Kip Moore that called the mayor's office. He lives on Highway 70.
We'll be glad to check that one out.
And that may be because he has a North Little Rock address, but he's not a North Little Rock resident.
Well, of course, we don't actually update all these ourselves. We have a service that does all of that. Anytime there's a zip code change.
Zip code assigned to North Little Rock, but his residence is not in the city of North Little Rock limits.
Do you know what his zip code is?
I can get it for you.
We'll limit
Okay,
still.
well, we can get that corrected, and if that's the case, we'll refund any.
I can scan these and send them to, I've got Vernon's card and email address. I can scan these and send them to him tomorrow to share with
Okay.
you, if that's okay.
That'd be fine, and he can forward them to me.
Now, I'm going to, is anybody,
That was all I had.
long story short, I'm going to open it up to my council for a few.
Okay.
Mr. Hamilton?
Sure. So Kelly, it's good to see you again. I think, do you remember our compressed natural gas station?
Yes.
I worked on, yeah, that was my first kind of baby when I started in city government. As our city owns its own electric department, we certainly understand the pass-through rate. When the cost to buy electricity goes up, the cost we sell it to our customers goes up. So you guys, Entergy, they have to buy from North Little Rock Electric. people have to buy from Summit Utilities, their natural gas. You talked a lot about there's no markup. There's just a pass-through when the gas rate goes up. But you have investors. How do y'all make money?
Well, that's off of, and service charges.
So that's where the markup is. I'll also,
To do with the delivery and service charges, we can't change that unless we go in front of a hearing, a rate case for the Arkansas Public Service Commission.
if you spend much less money on,
That would all be taken care of in applications is depending on what it is, anything to do with safety, anything to do with educational or informative communications, that would be rate-based, I'm sorry, that would be
so
rate-based.
certainly we've experienced sky-high natural gas rates. I understand that. When natural gas was certainly incredibly low, what mitigation factors did we do to hedge?
Months out that are years out in order to try to get the best prices. But on some occasions, like in February, we had contracted, so we had to buy them. We were not. We had a few large customers that buy their gas directly. They're transport someplace else because they made so much money on it.
Every time our electric bills went sky high. Appreciate that. And Councilmember Height, I appreciate you.
Okay, because I thought that that's what you said.
Well, they went up, that's just when, I mean, there have been situations before where the gas supply rate has gone down in December or November. It's based strictly off other commodity, cotton or anything else. That's just the months that we historically true up in. And there have been lots of Decembers that it has gone down because the market price is down.
Okay, all right,
It's not tied to a winter or summer rate or anything like that.
all right, I misunderstood. Thank you.
Anybody else? You're welcome.
Thank you to the Summit people for making.
Anybody in the audience that wrote something, and then one more thing, Vernon, if y'all don't mind, some of these people may follow you out. I think the biggest thing I have that they call me about is that, like they say, they'll be on hold for 45 minutes. If you,
Well, you could call me.
All right,
And what I'll do is
No,
I've
that's not
got,
fair. We can't call him.
I hate to say a hotline, but I know who to call in the company to get some help if it's something I can't.
and that's what I
take.
have you speak. Can you, real fast, you can follow them out?
No, he can stay into the meeting.
If you call him directly, you're manipulating the system.
No.
So we can't get a true value of time.
I got you. I understand.
I was going to say, what we'll actually do is we'll supply with our normal call center number, and so that you can do tests to see, I do the same thing.
Okay.
Because whenever I have a customer that reaches me, I want to know, okay, so what's it like? And so we'll get you that number as well.
You need to, you can call me tomorrow, okay, sir? And I apologize for having to do this way, but I think you understand, and I appreciate it. Anybody else?
Mayor, next is the special call.
Thank y'all for your patience, everybody. I do appreciate the way you handled this tonight. Thank you. Call me tomorrow, okay? Thank y'all. All right, we got a special call.
January 23rd, 2023. Rock City Council, the purpose of this email is to advise you that Mayor Hart, 23rd, 2023, City Hall Council Chambers. Following will be on the agenda. 02306, extending the temporary moratorium on new short-term rentals in residential properties in the city of North Little Rock, sponsored by Mayor Hartwick. This was pursuant to North Little Rock Ordinance Number 9079. All members were notified by email and have responded. Are you ready for the ordinance to be read?
I am.
An ordinance extending the temporary moratorium on the new short-term rentals in residential properties in the city of North Little Rock. First reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Motion suspended, seconded.
On the motion.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
No?
Taylor? Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter? Harris?
Yes.
I want to update you where we are on this right now. You know, Mayor, during December, we didn't work on it. You know, you said just, but the city had so many city employees out and everything. But it is at legal right now, if possible.
If
Is it all
possible, we just got Friday,
Uh-huh.
and so I just got it on Friday afternoon.
right.
So it
So-
has to go through one more review with me.
Okay, so that's where we are. So we're close. So, you know, I know that we have March 31st. Hopefully, we won't have to go there. Anybody that had their license at the end of the year, that they can carry on just as they could. The ones that did not come in to get a license, that were basically illegal in the city, then they will have to wait.
So we may not go to March 31st. We might
Correct.
do it
I hope not.
sooner than then. Is that right?
I'm ready to, yeah.
Well, so it was brought to me, and I've discussed this a little bit with two aldermen or council members here, what my purpose was is to make sure we have something that we can bring to the council. And I think let's look at what the pros and cons are.
When someone doesn't have a business license, what's standard operating protocol for your office when you find out someone doesn't have a business office? First time,
We
Never.
contact them,
and
get it done. If
so
they
you
do not
inform
come
them,
in,
if it's the first time,
Right.
you inform them,
Right.
because some people don't know exactly, I had no idea I needed a business license. So, 5 people that I know of who were like, I didn't know I needed a business license for this. And
license right now, anyone that has an existing license is able to renew and continue to operate. But we are not issuing any citations to anyone that
So,
does not
right
have a
now,
license. During the moratorium, we're not allowed to issue any, so we're not able to enforce those ones that are operating without proper licensing.
so the moratorium based season, you may operate any
I am going to disagree
Amy.
with that. I'm sorry. Because we did have an ordinance that was passed, I think, in October. And so if somebody is actually operating and a short-term rental, they're operating a business without a license, and I don't, have never informed her not, because we passed an ordinance.
That's what
So-
mine.
And so the purpose of passing the moratorium was in order for there to be, put a hold on new short-term. In my opinion, if an individual is actually operating a short-term rental without a license, then they are operating a business without a license. My office would prosecute it, what he would do with that. And there may have been some miscommunication that someone in my office didn't visit with me, or there was some misunderstanding.
No,
Let me ask this. So if the business was operating before the ordinance was adopted in October,
And they had a business license.
if they did not have a business license, is that where you're saying, or are you saying if someone starts today,
If
then we
someone's-
should issue a citation?
Yes.
So we are not doing that.
If someone started last July but didn't get a business license, and then were informed about it and they wanted to come in, we are not issuing them a business license and they are not able to operate a business in North Little Rock, correct?
Well, if the directive is that we need to be citing them, we will start citing them if we're aware of them. Now, Taylor had a young man come in last week.
On the phone, yes.
He has purchased a duplex. One side's a rental property, one side's going to be an Airbnb. And he's trying to, or vacation rental. And he's going to, a license for rental property. But we cannot issue him a license for the vacation rental at this time.
Ms. Ross?
Okay, one of the things that, why did we not, let them know or issue a citation is having the proof that they are running an Airbnb. What you've got to think maybe, because we saw a picture, but we don't know if they're actively, hosting right now or whatever they're doing, whatever you want. Different companies that we had to go out and mine the data, they seem to think they found at least 130. And how did we know in the city? We had no regulation. Them, I can't imagine the clerk's office going out trying to find 100 short-term rentals. It was just physically impossible.
Oh, I know
And
Diane.
I'm not saying that the clerk's office should do that, but
Right.
I am saying that if someone is operating a short-term rental without a business license, whether it is before or after, and the whole purpose of the moratorium could get her ordinance before you.
We are going to have, there's several companies that handles this. They can go out, they can send you, you've got this one, it's at this address, they can get all these addresses. They document it. If the clerk's office sees one and takes it to legal, they will have the proof for legal to prosecute them if
Well,
if
they
needed.
issue the citation. I
that's-
mean, we don't
right.
see it until
No.
after they do it,
Right.
their enforcement.
Right, but then
and
if it
so-
is, though,
So
that-
then we get it from the.
I will
That's why
let
we're
Mr.
gonna need to
Scott
do
know
that.
that we've
I believe that, at that time, I don't think that it was even, from what I understand, and I didn't speak to him, I know Taylor did, but that was his intent, and that he was told that he was unable to do that. So we don't even know that he is actually doing that, and
Hamilton.
it could be that he has long-term rentals on both sides.
It was illegal. They were not permitted to operate a business. This is creating confusion. I'm all for discussing regulations about the Airbnb. Instituting the moratorium is creating confusion and it's not moving us.
Mr. Taylor?
Like in July. They absolutely should have. And there's a lot of people in North Little Rock who start businesses who are like, I didn't know. Miss Whitby calls them and they come in.
We're talking about adults. The guy, they should know that you have to have a business license. I mean, if you open a lemonade stand, you gotta have a business license. You gotta have a business license. You run a business, you gotta have a business license. Clerk Whitby, if I'm running a business in North Little Rock, I gotta have a business license. If I'm running a business in North Little Rock, I gotta have a business license. If I'm running a business in North Little Rock, I gotta have a business license.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
So how could these people just run it?
I don't know.
That's impossible.
Regulations are difficult for lay people to understand. It's easy in the government regulations. But there are some people who,
I understand what you're saying.
There are a lot of people who rent out their house who.
I guess my question was, they're renting out their house, it is a business, and they should have a business license. And I guess they're actually paying taxes on this money, the income.
Absolutely they should.
So if they know that, they should know, if they're making money, that they have to pay taxes, they probably should know that they should have a business
Running a
license.
business, you gotta have a business license.
I have looked it up, and it's a
The moratorium says that it's a freeze. We're not doing any more new ones.
temporary suspension of an activity or law, so that's kind of where we were going.
Yeah, we're not doing, so if the moratorium says, if we vote the moratorium in today, I mean, from today going forward, no more new ones. But everybody else should have a business license.
My apologies. It was apparently crystal clear to everybody except for me. It was completely clear to everyone, and the moratorium should be fine.
Motion and a second
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
And there's a second.
Okay.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
No?
Taylor?
Yes. Yes.
Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Thank you. Let's move on to consent agenda. I'm going to ask everyone, does anyone who want to pull one to adopt?
Can I make a comment?
Huh?
Second.
2305.
Okay,
Citizens Commission, if we approve her tonight.
okay. Good. So it's on the agenda, approver. I don't, so back to it.
Two are going to be withdrawn. There's a gentleman here on 4700 Hampton and 1917 Top. Those are the two to be withdrawn because they've been sold.
Give me 2 minutes of your time, please.
And
Esteemed members of our city
Yeah,
council.
tell me who you are, please, right fast again.
I would like to thank you for the opportunity
your name.
to speak. Kenneth Taylor
Thank you, sir.
has taken some medical downturns, and it's made the last year and a half extremely hard to keep up with the progress we'd been making on our two houses. And unfortunately, due to a 6-week period of time in the hospital, and health police especially, and the other code enforcement officers needed to be brought to your attention. Over the last year and a half, they have gone to extreme levels to go above and beyond to assist us in working on the houses, exterior, interior, painting on the exterior, whatever needed to be done. But they went so far above and beyond what they really needed to do. They dealt with them on a personal level to get our Catholic bishop to take them over to keep the properties up and to retire so far above and beyond to help us when they didn't have to go that far. But that's something y'all should be really aware of. They're doing it.
R2213, is that what you're saying? So let's go ahead, R2309. You got them on the screen up there first.
13 and 14 you're withdrawing.
Yep.
The remaining ones are R2309, 906 North G, 53rd, R2312, 1014 East 13th Street.
So, we got pictures in the back. If not, I'm going to ask for a public hearing on these. Go ahead and call a public hearing on these. If not seeing any, I'll adjourn this public.
Mayor Hartwick?
Yes, please.
A resolution declaring certain buildings to public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
So move.
Second.
Motion seconded.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes?
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
R2310, Mayor Hartwick?
I'll call it, but I need to call a public hearing, if you want to read it first.
You've had a public hearing.
We'll get them on all of them.
All of them.
We've already did on all of them, so let's go for it.
in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
So move.
Second.
Motion second.
Go ahead.
Ross?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
R23 L12 West 53rd Street in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owners to abate said nuisance.
So move.
Second.
Motion
Ross?
second.
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes?
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
R2312,
Please.
Mayor Hartwick. A
Please.
resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 1014 East 13th Street in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
So move.
Second.
Motion second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes?
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
R2313, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a general addendum to the real estate contract with Argenta Entertainment Development Management LLC.
Let me,
Mayor,
yes, go ahead, sir.
can I throw my 2 cents worth in on this?
Please.
This house is in my ward. It's at the corner of McCain and Hampton. I can't count.
This is not with that.
Pardon me?
Those were withdrawn.
Those are withdrawn.
They were both full. They both sold.
Yeah, both of them
Yes, okay.
at the same time?
Yeah.
They're gone.
The gentleman.
So R2315, let me tell you a little bit about, yeah, please, I'm sorry, I got messed up myself, my apologies. So moved. Thanks for keeping me straight, I got messed up myself. Go ahead. So, we've got a motion and it's moved. And Scott, if it's okay with you, I think the motion is to give y'all to March 31st. Is that what we understand? Okay, if there's no discussion, then let's call it. All right.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris, 2305, Councilmember Harris.
Please call.
An ordinance deferring certain sections of Article 15 of the subdivision ordinance, the deferral of half-street improvements, declaring an emergency, first reading.
Move to suspend all readings.
Second.
Motion suspend, second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes?
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Insulaco.
I'm sorry, Insulaco.
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion
Motion to adopt.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes?
Taylor?
Then it's not waiving, it's deferring.
Deferred.
So this
Okay.
request wouldn't exactly word for word come before us, as we would be required to require it. So that's why they've bought the top part
Okay.
that's unbuilt on and wanting to add to it, and they don't want to build the street until future, when it's cheaper to build a longer street than a short street.
Ms. Robinson.
Linda.
Robinson?
Say yes.
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Public comment, anybody? Do we have anybody who signed up? I don't think I've got
Mayor,
it.
I do have a comment.
Go ahead, ma'am.
So since we've talked about business licenses, I want to remind all business owners in the city, invoice back into us. And if we have a problem, we will call you.
Can you repeat that, please, clerk?
That need to be
No,
posted.
everyone already knows.
One of the things,
Everybody
the
already-
business in North Little Rock, I don't care if it's consultant, strategist,
Lemonade stand.
lemonade stand, or whatever. They need a business license, and when we find out about them,
It is a business if they get paid, and they have to have a
Everywhere.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
We're gone. Thank y'all, everybody.